How's it, everyone? Welcome back. This is the Mac Coast to Coast Show. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you know when we go live. Here's your host, Brian McLamara.
Hey, how are you guys doing? It's been a while. I haven't seen you in about a week. Thanks for coming on by. Welcome to the Mac Coast to Coast Show. This is a show where, well, we like to have fun and talk about cool things with cool people. And I'm here with my friends. Raz. Oh, look at him.
Oh, sorry, I was just centering my chi.
Oh, how nice. And we have Tim, T-Mac.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show.
Chi Warrior, man. I'm down, dude.
Yeah, man. Had to get my chi centered, brother.
Oh,
Right
man,
on.
you were amping earlier on that thrive.
Had to get my yin mixed up with my yang.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
To
just
the window, to the wall.
sometimes you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
bump into a table and your yin falls down into your yang, and the next thing you know, boy, magic.
You're yinging and yanging.
Yin yang.
So what's up with you boys this week, man? What's cracking?
Well, trying to get past winter, man. I'm ready for the summertime. Been driving my car all over the place.
Nice. And what? I heard you
noticed
guys.
your lips are a little chapped.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you only drink beer and not any water at all, ever.
That
Oh,
sounds like a good diet.
yeah,
It is.
healthy.
Good for the liver.
Good for the liver, exactly.
So I heard that your town over there, Brian's pretty locked down right now, huh? Till the 20th?
Yeah, so they basically turned DC into almost they just locked it down, man. They closed the bridges. You can't go in there at all. You don't even want to go in there.
Wow.
The whole mall
You know-
is closed.
Wow.
You know, it'd get ratings up, maybe a steel cage match with Antifa against the Proud Boys.
That's a good idea. I was thinking
No
about
holds barred, no rules, just get it over with. Let's do this.
Wow, pay-per-view.
I was thinking about getting a couple of pillows and hiring Donald Trump and Biden actors to come out on the mall and just do a pillow fight with the
Yeah.
feathers flying everywhere and see what happens.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
man.
good. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it last weekend, but the Hawaiian Max Holloway fight on ABC. What a fight, man. Did you guys see it?
Nah,
No.
they didn't show it over here on the mainland, probably.
It was on ABC, boy. Cut the
I mean,
hell
it's yeah. I
I'm
mean,
just giving you a hard time.
I
I,
didn't-
know the
I-
Hawaiians
yeah,
get
I
fired
mean-
up about their boys.
Hawaiian pride, everybody's stoked. He was a great fight, though. I hadn't seen a fight like that probably since Sugar Ray Leonard back in the day. He was bobbing and weaving and just, bro, it was an awesome fight.
Oh, come on.
It was whatever. Don't hate. But yeah,
Sugar
also,
Ray.
I don't know if you guys saw this game last week, too.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome, Tom Brady. Come on home. Bring us to the bowl, baby.
Supposedly, we're supposed to have Bill Belichick calling in. I don't know. Is
Oh,
he
yeah.
on the
Bill
line?
Belichick.
I thought
Let's see.
Hey, Belichick, how'd you feel about it?
Well, I'm pretty pissed, man, because Brady and Gronk left me, and now I'm sitting at home watching the playoffs while they're going on to the, division championship, and I'm pretty bitter about it.
Well, thanks for coming on the Matt Coast to Coast show.
Yeah, screw you.
Oh, it finally feels good to have Brady on our team so we can actually have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the first time we actually got to root for the Bucks in the playoffs since 2002.
4 or 2 or one of them years. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
You could
yeah. So
you could talk shit about Brady all you want, but he brings the pain every time, man.
Dude. he's a leader, bro. He's got us believing, the whole team, man. Defense, offense. It's great. It's great to watch. I love it, man. I was a Brady hater for a long time, bro, and now he's on our team. It's like I love him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been rooting for the Bucks since '76, and I think they've had maybe 2 or 3 winning seasons. So it feels good to actually, get to cheer once.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's your guys' favorite fighter of all time?
Tyson. You mean boxing?
Yeah.
It's got to be Tyson, man. I mean, he's still doing it to this day, bro. He's a motivator. He's in his 60s or something, or I don't know how old he is now, but yeah, I don't know. Well, who's your favorite? That's my favorite.
Butterbean.
Butterbean. Yeah, he's pretty badass.
I remember him.
Yeah, dude.
I'd have to say Muhammad Ali, even though I kind of, I started watching him near the end third of his career, so I didn't get to see the Thrilla and Manila and all that, but he was probably the greatest boxer of all time, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I didn't get to see him though. I was too young. But
yeah, by the time you watched him, he was getting older and a little slower. But
I thought I saw him on the Dean Martin show though once.
Probably Dean Martin. Yeah, that was a while ago.
The Dean Martin Variety Show.
Don't forget about Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh yeah, Sammy Davis. He was awesome. I just actually jammed out to some Sammy Davis the other day. Do you guys play cards at all?
Play what?
You guys big card players?
nah.
I play blackjack at the casinos every once in a while. That's about it.
Yeah, I like blackjack. That's it. What do you like, Brian?
So I'm a big. I like Texas
Uno?
Hold'em. No, I like Texas Hold'em. I'm a poker player. Uno. Yeah,
Go
I like
fish.
Uno. Go fish.
I play a little Go Fish on the weekends.
Play a little Uno down behind the schoolyard. I play Uno, for the big money. I got me a stack of milks, winning my milks.
One
But
thing about those milks, man, they go bad if you put them in your locker a couple days later.
that's right. That's why I usually buy. You got to get them milks, and then you got to turn around and resell them like immediately afterwards to a couple of suckers. They're only about. You only got about 6 hours left on this milk, so that's why it's half price.
Well, about 4.5, 5 hours in, it starts tasting real good, probably.
Then they get solid. They get those big chunks.
That's cottage cheese.
Oh man.
You guys didn't know that.
It took me a while.
Ooh, man, that would make your stomach feel like how mine felt after I went to Popeyes the other day. Raz was hyping it up. Popeyes chicken, dude. I was like, oh, dude. Told my wife, we're going, dude. Go over there. I go, hey, can I get 2 chicken sandwiches and 1 popcorn shrimp? And the lady's like, yeah, that's fine. It'll be $35. I was like, yes. I thought it was cheap at this place, dude. Anyway, I got home. I was all stoked. Broke out them popcorn shrimp. Bit into one. Bugger was like, there was no shrimp in there. It was just all batter, just burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, at least you got your order.
Oh yeah.
I got home and my chicken sandwich wasn't even in the bag. Talking
That
about a
hurts.
letdown right there.
That hurts,
Holy
dude.
cow.
I was like, that chicken sandwich is going to be awesome. That chicken sandwich is going to be awesome. I opened the bag. No sandwich for you.
Wow. What'd you get? Some sides instead?
Yeah, I had some red beans and rice and a couple biscuits. Yes, there's no mustard.
Wow, what a letdown. That chicken sandwich is good, though, I admit. But, I mean, you were all stoked, open up the bag and no sandwich. You're like,
It's like a 15, 20-minute drive from here.
Oh,
Wow.
that's brutal.
Not like you can just jump back into the old truck and run down there real quick.
So when I was in the army, right? Like they would take us to go eat someplace. Like if we were near like fast food, they had to provide us meals. So we had no food, so they're like, "You're gonna eat from Long John Silver this week," and we're like Long John Silver, and we go in there and like, if it wasn't good, you got to eat it. Like that's all there is. There's no.
You know what the best part of Long John Silver's is?
what is that?
The little fried crunchy pieces that fall down in the bottom.
The little flakes? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Is that place even still going or what?
Not around here.
Probably died like everything else. The COVID probably killed it.
Yeah, that was back when Brian was in the service, so that was back in the 60s, back in Vietnam.
Yeah, 60s. I mean, the 80s.
No,
I was down there in
Back in Nam,
Panama.
yeah.
he was down there in Nam.
Man,
Yep. Charlie don't surf.
that's a great movie. That's a fabulous movie.
That is a good movie.
Well, you know, guys, this is all fun and games, but none of this is going to matter unless we get any money from our sponsors. So let's give a shout out. Brotherhood 808, where your friends are your chosen family. And did you know that 65% of everything gets sold because of video? It's amazing. Do you want to showcase your brand? Talk to the guys at Brand Ready Media. They really care. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic guest for you this fine week. It's Donny Ottofaro from Future 6.
Hey, what's up, Donnie?
Hey.
What's up? Welcome, brother.
You said a fantastic guest. I was like, somebody behind me.
No, it's you,
Yeah.
brother man. It's you, brother
Yeah,
man.
all right. Take the light once in a while. Yeah, man.
Yeah, what's
Hey,
happening?
Donnie, welcome to the show, brother. I just
Thanks, man.
wanted to,
Happy to be here.
I just wanted to, ask you, how you started this, and you're one of the founders of Future 6 and the Helping Hands organization, and I was just wondering, what got you headed down that path?
Yeah, so we've been a 501c3 charity organization since 2012, but the original concept came to kind of light in the summer of 2010 with a buddy of mine. At the time, I had lived in Orlando. I'm originally born and raised in Lake Worth, Florida, here in Palm Beach County, but I was in Orlando for about a decade and just got a little bit bored. And the initial idea behind Future 6 was actually just a straight up surf brand clothing line, alternative sports clothing line. We kind of wanted to bring back, I'm a kid, a peer rat from the 90s, and kind of wanted to bring back that generational, that punk rock, that classic early mid 90s theme of bright colors and stuff. And it did really well. But the point of what we were using our proceeds from the shirt sales was to offer, wasn't for us for any financial gain. It was to offer sponsorship programs for kids that surfed really, really well, but could have been maybe under poverty-stricken households and needed some help into competitions and getting a little bit of light shined on them. But after a couple years of that, when we decided, running the LLC side of this was the wrong business model, we needed to make this a charitable organization, and we did that application in 2011. It took nearly 18 months for us to get that status approval. And in that meantime, we were just hounding, slinging shirts at bars in the parking lot. We used to call that, parking lot pimping, and, just rounding up funds however we could to support some of the kids that we were sponsoring, young teenagers upper, 17, 18 years old. And then we kind of realized that there was a bigger demographic that we could really impact. And that was kids with disabilities. And so we launched in 2014 a summer-long surf program that's 100% free for participants, for kids from 4 to 17 years old, to come out with all sorts of disabilities, whether it's mental or physical. We work with kids with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, kids that have birth defects, deaf or hearing impaired. It's one heck of an adventure and a real fun time. And we've been salty like that since 2014, coming up on our 7th year right now.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I like the parking lot pimping thing. That's pretty cool. And, slinging shirts. I know all about that. And I think that's an awesome thing you guys got going on, man. I mean, helping kids and, it's hard for like pro surfers that, live on the North Shore. And I always think about that and like, how do they survive and how do they live up there and without jobs? And so, there's a lot of kids out there that have the talent but don't have the help. So what you're doing is a great cause, brother.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Every time we run one of our surf programs every year, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. When we started in 2014, we were having maybe a dozen kids come out. And then just through word of mouth, we didn't do much paid advertising back then, or people started going, hey, I own such and such company. We'd like to make a contribution to your organization. All right, sweet. And then we started to get some funding that we could apply towards a marketing budget. And, we're usually in the ballpark of anywhere from 55 to 65 kids and well over 100, 110 volunteers every single round that we do these things now. It's pretty epic.
Cool.
That's
Wow.
great, man.
I love that logo with the Florida flag on it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's like one of our biggest sellers when it comes to hats and shirts.
So what's the what went into the name Future Six? How did you guys come up with that?
So the original concept behind the name was future, obviously, in our heads, obviously, but more steered towards like youth, the future generations of 6 alternative sports. I originally had 2 very, very close friends of mine, one a childhood friend of mine. And, I grew up surfing and skating. One grew up fishing and wakeboarding. Another one of my buddies was real hardcore into motocross and to boxing and mixed martial arts. So there was our 6 sports that we were, designing apparel around and kind of underneath one little shell, one little logo. And we kind of changed that whole motto when we started the surf programs for kids with disabilities. It's definitely evolved over the years. And now our future is still referencing, of course, in regards to kids, because they are our future ahead. But our 6 stands for what not just we try to instill in these kids with disabilities, but also into the folks that come out to volunteer with us, and even our own board of directors, our board members and committee members. And that's going to be confidence, compassion, commitment, patience, integrity, and effort.
Cool. I love it.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's a great concept.
Donnie, what kind of
Yeah.
challenges are you guys facing in trying to raise money?
So, with the pandemic hit last year, every January, I've got our program director, very good friend of mine, lead singer and founder of old school punk ska band here in South Florida, the Hard Richards. His name is Steven Abbott. I've known that kid since I was what everybody refers to these days as Dirty Groms. And he's our program director. Every January, we release the schedule for the season. We had eight surf camps on tap last year, 5 local in Palm Beach County, and what we like to refer to as the Future 6 road trips, where we penetrate into some other counties northbound, specifically in the Brevard, Central Florida area, with one up in that border of Central North Florida, just to kind of make sure we can pull people from across the state and give them an opportunity, and it works out real well. But, the pandemic that started last year, January, February, it was kind of like, whatever, 1 or 2 people caught it, not a big deal. I actually had a surf trip back in March to Nicaragua. And in fact, when I got home from Nicaragua on the 14th, the following Monday is when they shut down international travel. So as much as I would have been loving to stay in Nicaragua for a month and a half, I kind of had to get back to my job and keep the roof over my head. So everything kind of trickled down really badly from there, where this was something us as an organization, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of businesses that are solely based around physically being involved with a person they're interacting with, like what we do with the surf camps. And so when everything got shut down, beaches, everything else, on top of all the regulations, all of our municipalities that we work with that support us and allow us, permit free to do our jobs in their communities, they said, well, you can come back on in July. But the problem there is literally 100% of the children that we work with, because of their mental and physical disability, are of the highest risk for COVID-19. So, most of these kids are born with immunodeficiencies, all sorts of issues that it was just too high risk for us to do it. Even if a parent was willing to take the kid out there, the last thing we would ever want at the end of the day is to know, a child that's got a compromised immune system caught COVID from being at a beach event hosted by our organization. So we were left with a really bad crisis-driven, is what we refer to this as, where we just didn't know what the hell to do. So we had to cancel all of our programs last year, which put a big halt to our fundraising efforts, which is usually from the January to March months that, basically we know from the year prior is funding what we're capable of doing in the current year. But now, because we fundraise in the current year for the following year, so like right now, we're trying to make up our losses from last year now so we can make sure we can operate next year, which we're in big danger of. We were out almost 38 grand in contributions last year. And for a small little organization like us, it was, oh, well, what's the expense of you taking some kids out surfing? Well, people just don't understand that there's a cost associated with that between, heavy costs with the marketing, insurance on the trailer, the 50 surfboards that we own that we had to pay for and maintain, the PA systems, the generators, the fuel, the travel. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Something so simple could add up to be so much, but it is. And of course, of that money, that's a lot of that goes into our reserves to make sure that we've got enough to keep rolling. And we also flip our clothing sale profits right back into the program in support of that, those costs as well with insurances and stuff. So the biggest challenge we faced in 2020 was not being able to operate and a complete and total loss of revenue. While meanwhile, we tried to stay super busy in our community. We spent $5 grand to support the city of Boynton Beach, where we've been doing these surf camps for so many years. We helped save a local restaurant down there called Driftwood, gave them a check for $5 grand, and they made us 500 meals to feed all of the employees for the city of Boynton Beach, essential workers with fire rescue and police department. And then we took around 260 meals to Bethesda Hospital East and Bethesda Hospital West in Boynton as well. So with that in mind and a few other things that we spent money on, we did some real cool stuff with some of the families, with the kids that have been coming with us consistently every single surf camp scheduled since 2014. We selected a few of them and took them on a shopping spree just to kind of keep their spirits up and make sure that these kids remember how much we miss them. And we worked with our friends down at Nomad Surf Shop, one of the oldest shops in South Florida. Grew up with the kids, Ronnie and Ryan Heaviside. And, Ryan was real cordial, let us in a little bit earlier and let us roam around the shop and let these kids on a budget kind of pick out whatever they wanted. And that was a really fun time. And then a couple of those kids' parents were in hospitality and were obviously out of work. So we had a partnership with a restaurant in Delray Beach called Death or Glory that helped to donate a ton of food for these families to take home. So much food that one of them had to share with their neighbors.
Wow, that's cool.
Awesome.
And Brian has a list of your places people can donate, find you online. First of all, right there, start out by that. Check out his stuff online, people. Donate if you want. Help out the foundation. Great cause.
Yeah, I mean, let's get a little bit more serious. Forget about donate if you want. Please, if you have a little extra this year, reach out and help a good organization. I think a lot of organizations this year have really been hurt and had to change their whole business model because of COVID-19. And so what are some ideas that you guys are thinking about that maybe, our listeners could hear and maybe reach out and maybe help you guys out? Is there anything that you guys have thought about as far as pivoting? Can you do any online stuff now?
Yeah, so we've got a few retail locations that carry our brand and our clothing, so we're always pushing, obviously, to do the shop local, support local surf shops and skate shops concept. They've been with us for years. They support our mission. We've got limited runs in some of these shops, and all the stores have actually different types of our gear. So you're not going to see one shirt at Groundswell that you'll find at Nomad. You'll find a different shirt at Zeke's and Stewart. So, some people have a problem handing a strange small organization like us $100. So my response to that is, you know what, that's cool. Go online, order some pretty fresh gear. All the designs are made in-house by yours truly. And support us in that manner, and put a thread on your back, put a lid on your head, wear something that's cool. And those proceeds, you should know, are 100% going right back to us. You can support us that way. We're also doing some other little things like, not little things. We were lucky enough to attain a really massive donation that was in the ballpark value to right around $96,000 and change back in 2019. We had hoped to launch this massive raffle last year, but we held it off because of the pandemic, of course. We've decided to relaunch it, and we were actually donated a really cool 1,200 horsepower twin turbo LSX engine, full transmission and drivetrain, and a ton of other goodies with it. Right now, we've got a $56,000 motor that's ready to be dropped We could ship it anywhere in the continental U.S. and people can go online right now and buy a raffle ticket for $100. That's a big one for us because there's no cost associated with that to us. So that's another big one. So for guys that are skeptical on just throwing $20 at somebody that they don't know or unfamiliar with, get involved and get something else. Get something that's a little bit more permanently fixed. You could buy a shirt, buy a hat, get a raffle ticket. Watch us on Facebook. Pay attention to some events coming up. And come out and support us. That's really it. Come out and meet us. I think once you meet us and see what we do, it's all, you turn like butter in our hands at that point.
Yeah, Brian just had it pulled up, and it's right there at the top of your page. Turbocharged for special needs. It's right there if anybody wants to click on there. And
1,200 horsepower. What is that going to go in? What kind of vehicles can we put that in?
I think you need that for your ride, Brian.
I'll tell you right now, I got a Bizkit. I got a 72 Maverick that would be hot in.
Take that 2.4 turbo out and put that thing in there, baby.
Yeah, man, that's what you do. That's definitely for the gearhead. We get a lot of emails going, yeah, I don't have anything to put this car in, but we want to donate money. And my response to them is, somewhere down your pipeline of friendships, somebody that has a custom, old school rat rod, hot rod, or building something. You can give it to them. It is what it is. Heck, somebody could win this thing for $100, and they could sell this thing for $20,000 in 2 days probably, and make money on it. There's a lot of opportunity.
That's a 454, so that's a Chevy motor, right?
Dodge.
Yeah,
Chevy runs the LS. It's an LSX. This is a true race motor.
Wow. That is
cool.
Yeah, people can check that motor out, the full parts list, raffle rules and regulations by visiting our website, f6helpinghand.org/raffle. Buy your raffle tickets there. We did a limited run of 2,500. We have no expectation or not too high of an expectation of clearing 500 tickets sold, but we need to hit 500 tickets to make this work.
Where are we at now? How many tickets are we at now?
497.
16. I wish.
16,
come on, everybody, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
16 chance to win that thing right now.
I mean, how much is a ticket? That's
$100, bro.
$100 for a raffle ticket.
That's awesome. That's insane. I'm gonna buy one right now. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's awesome. And like you said, man, you have a good positive vibe about you, dude. Like you said, people meet you, they want to donate. It's great, man. I mean, keep going at what you're doing, man. I mean, people are thankful for what you're doing for sure.
The corporate sponsors we've had with Future Six have been dominantly the same community partners we've had for many years, and they stand by our side. They're always helping us. What I tell anytime, tell any potential sponsor that's reaching out to us going, hey, do you have a sponsor deck? What can we do as a business to support you guys? The biggest thing I tell everybody, if they're skeptical or don't really know, what to do with us, I tell everybody, come out to one of our events. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, make the journey. It's so worth it. And once you actually get the opportunity to physically be there in the presence of these kids and the atmosphere and the vibe that's going on, people have told me it's life-changing. And that's the biggest compliment I can get. And that person that tells me it's life-changing is how we get those corporate donors for life and how we get volunteers that follow us all over the place, which is killer.
That was going to be one question I ask you, man. I mean, maybe a time where you looked in some kid's eyes and you just saw like the light come on, this poor kid is trying surfing for the first time and, he just blown away how stoked he was, is there any certain time you can remember? Or?
Oh man, there's so many of them, but I will before I tell you this, I will tell you one of my favorite things to do is a lot of the younger kids. And when I say younger, because we're minimum age of 4. So when we get into that 4 to 10 years old, a lot of those kids are super scared, extraordinarily nervous. They're not extraordinarily social, but mom and dad are going, go with them. And they're like, they cry and they get upset, but the cry, I just love grabbing them by the shirt and whipping them in the water. And within 20 seconds, they're smiling from ear to ear. And when they catch their first wave, even laying down on the board, the ecstatic level is ridiculous. And mom and dad, I've had parents crying on the beach we've had kids that are nonverbal with autism, severely nonverbal with severe autism, who have said their first words at our surf camp.
Wow.
Wow.
Those are some of the fancy stories that people, don't get to hear so much about. But I'll tell you one in particular back in 2016. I'll remember this kid for my entire life. His name was Brendan. And he came to us from a group in Jupiter called Lighthouse for the Blind. He was about 11 or 12 years old, just a little guy, not heavy set, nothing, super, super nice kid. So just so genuine in how he spoke to you, and such a sweet little kid. And he was so excited. I got him on a board. We're at north side of Boyne Inlet on like a perfect little 1 foot glass little summer swell day. And I get this kid out in the water, and he's, doing these with his head. He was all over the place. I can't imagine. I mean, if you guys surf, can you imagine being, 25, 35 yards out from shore on a board with a stranger and you can't see anything?
Yeah.
I mean, his senses were going crazy. And I caught on to that. And I said, hey, Brendan, I patted him on the back. And I said, hey, man. And immediately his attention came to me, and, looking dead into his eyes, I said, look, listen to my voice and listen to the ocean, and let me know when you're ready to go. And he literally turned forward. He was facing literally out in the middle of the Atlantic. And he turns to me, goes, I'm ready. And it's little 1 foot little swell line came in. I gave him a shove, and he was up on his knees. First time he ever did it, doing an iron cross on his knees all the way to the shore. And another one of our volunteers caught him on the shoreline. And that kid, I don't know what it was. I think maybe the way he reacted to me and listened to me in the water, and was he just got it for that moment, And I said, listen to my voice and listen to the ocean. He just got it. And that will stick with me forever.
That's cool, man. I'm getting chicken skin right now. We call it chicken skin.
Yeah,
in Hawaii, but goosebumps. I'm getting them right now. You talking about it, man? What a great, I mean, you must have felt really inspired by seeing that,
Yeah, it fills the heart right there, man.
Our group, and the people that, not necessarily that are friends of mine, are part of my board. Our board is a lot of guys that grew up with, that just share the values, and they're all professionals, real smart guys and girls. Our board secretary is actually a special needs high school teacher, so we've got that going for us, which is really great. But the surf community in South Florida, and all of Florida, honestly, wherever we go, is so supportive. But when we do these camps at home, and I'm around all the guys I grew up with, I'm around even the guys when I was a Grom that wouldn't talk to me because I was a Grom, and they're all old school coming out now, and to just see the pull of the surf community come in, and people are always like, well, I've never really surfed before, but we want to do this. And, we tell everybody no experience is necessary, because, at the end of the day, we want kids to be able to go home and show off and tell their friends, yeah, I surfed today. But, a lot of these kids are scared. They don't stand up. Some of them get on their knees. Some of them don't. But, man, these kids just have an absolute blast. It's a full-on judgment-free day of just absolute freedom, where they can scream and be themselves. And I think that goes super far for the families and the parents especially.
Yeah.
I need one of those days.
Come on down, man.
Yeah, Brian needs it.
Tim and I both taught out at Hans Hedeman Surf School in Waikiki, and just to see somebody's face when you push them in a wave the first time, and they're like, it's just like
that thrill. Yeah, they're just so happy.
I can't even imagine if they were special needs, and like how much fulfillment that would be in your heart,
Absolutely. That's the point, is making sure that everybody does realize at the end of the day, we all have abilities, and we're going to do whatever we can to make them realize that they've got them. So, it's all pause attraction, as my buddy Scott Pritchett always says.
Pause attraction. That's it. That's awesome.
I like it.
Speaking of pause attraction.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Here we go. Sorry. I just ordered it. Just bang, bang. Just did,
baby.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that damn
I'm a
Fiat spinning, baby.
That's right, man. I'll tell you what.
I might need a little fabrication in a Fiat for it, but we'll make it work.
He's gonna have to work with it a little bit, but I'm sure Brian's up to it. Him and Faction.
Brian's got like 5 cars, dude. You probably put it in that van that he's got.
I'll tell you what I want.
Van down by the river.
You know what I want?
That motor, man, I forgot to mention to you guys too. That motor is live. It's sitting on a motor stand, and it's open for anybody to go look at. It's at a hot rod shop in West Palm Beach called Resurrection Muscle Cars. The owner, Vinny, there just asked if anybody's coming to the shop specifically to look at that motor. They, go ahead and Google Resurrection Muscle Car, West Palm. Give him a call. Let him know when you want to come so we can reserve some time for you and talk to you about the engine, because he's obviously he's a professional hot rod builder. So, from one gearhead to another, that's going to go down there and visit with him. He knows that thing inside and out. So
shout out, Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny, what's up?
Raz, you got to go check up on my motor.
Oh yeah, I'll go down there and look at it, man.
You got to
Wow, that's pretty.
put a little grease on your shin. They'll respect you more when you walk in there. You go, yeah. Looks like a motor, but it looks about the way I thought it looked.
That thing got a cam.
Right.
Got a
my
Hemi in it.
Got a him.
We get these Facebook messages over the sponsored ads, and it says on the posters we put on Facebook, it says twin turbo, and people go, "Is that thing supercharged?"
I think that thing right there, do whatever you want, brother.
I read on there it comes with a transmission and everything, dude.
That's right. Yeah, the motor comes with a full-on Monster R4 transmission and a complete drivetrain. Yep.
Dude, I'm
And
going to
some
put that in a 71 Nova. I'm going to buy a shell. I'm going to buy a body and a frame.
No, you ain't, because I'm winning it. I'm putting in my old GMC truck, baby.
We're going to paint that thing orange and put a Mac Coast to Coast logo on it.
From West Palm, who builds old school square bodies, and he's trying to help us out there. He's trying to buy some raffle tickets for himself as well. He wants to throw it in one of his old 70s Chevy square bodies. He rebuilds C10s. Wants to put it in there real bad. It'll work.
Oh, yeah.
I got 100 on it too, brother.
When is
There you
that?
go.
When's the raffle? When is it?
So the raffle official drawing date is April 17th, and we'll be doing that live on Facebook Live. Whenever anybody orders a ticket, we obviously print up the receipt, and we put the ticket in an envelope. It goes out in the mail within 24 to 48 hours after purchase. We keep the little tab in a little secret box, and we've got some pretty standard rules. Excuse me. For us, so there's no ever any question. None of us are able to buy a ticket, and none of our immediate family.
That's cool.
Well, do me a favor, just fold my corner a little bit. Just a little corner.
You might have to unfold his corner. That thing's
Just a
probably
small
been
little
folded three.
bend in it, so when your finger grabs it, it's on.
My God. So do I have to actually watch the raffle during the time, right?
That's right. Yeah. So leading up to the date, we'll obviously be, pushing real hard that week, reminding everybody that the raffles, the drawing's coming up on the 17th and a time that we're all going to be together to do the drawing. So it's going to happen.
Ooh,
I love it.
So
I
I
want
wanted
as much as you can.
to ask you, you said that things are getting better, with the whole, vaccine coming out, and hopefully this year will get better for you guys. You guys will be able to have, it'll get better, in other words, hopefully. And I hope the best for you guys, man. I hope it works out, and stoked on what you're doing, bro.
We've got some new safety guidelines that, we've drawn out for the season, thanks to our program director, Steve. And, even regardless if we are under any kind of restrictions, we'll just take, we'll have to have like a pre-sign up where we can only take out X amount of kids instead of it being, more wide open, so we can control it better. But, with the vaccine coming up, we're feeling pretty confident by the spring. Everything's looking on the up and up.
Right on, man.
Cool.
Yeah, most of the people here in Winter Haven are probably seeing the Future 6 stickers because, Will Cut. Shout out to Jason. Thanks for hooking us up, buddy. He and I did a little guerrilla marketing, stuck it on down at Jesse's Bar and a few other places around town.
Nice.
Can I get in trouble for that?
Good for that, man. You give him a stack of stickers, bro, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, man, I'm in Quebec. Check this out."
Yeah, I've been buddies with Cut for a long time. He's a good guy.
Yeah, man, he worked with us for a little bit right after, he used to work for Local, and he came on with us. We met at an Oktoberfest in Fort Pierce and just loved the brand. And when he started to learn more about us, he wanted to get in. He's been to our surf camps. He served on our board, and he was also kind of our the guy that kind of went around to a lot of the shops and got our foot in the door for some buyers. So Cut's a great guy, excellent friend, and I'm lucky that he's only about 1.8 miles down the road from me.
Great.
Okay,
man.
you're down by Fort Pierce then?
Yeah, I live in Port St. Lucie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Port
Awesome.
St. Lucie.
Yeah. Orlando 10 years, and then back down here for my day job. I'm in construction staffing Monday through Friday, and at the time we didn't have an office in Palm Beach County, so I was able to relocate locally here. My wife and I needed to be closer to our family. We've been away for too long, so all our family still lives in Boynton, Lake Worth area. Those are our hometowns.
Cool, man.
I lived in Oviedo for a year.
Yeah. So I know Oviedo pretty well. When I moved to Orlando in 2004, my first job I was in the motorcycle industry from 2004 through 2007. And I used to work at a warehouse. I used to have to pass through Oviedo on the 408 to get to the turnpike to get to Claremont. I used to pass by Oviedo all the time.
Smelled like a big fart, didn't it?
It wasn't bad. They had that.
Windows were up. No, windows are always up.
I'm just playing, Oviedo people. I'm sorry.
They had that college up there, and that college was nice. I tell you what, you'd go up to the local, the Publix on a Sunday, boy, and just throw like a loaf of bread in that cart and just walk around the store and enjoy the view. I tell you what, boy, I swear.
That's a whole other story. Where's your dog at, Brian?
She's right here.
Oh, hell.
Oh,
She's been here the whole time. Don't worry, this mic is directional. You can't hear nothing down here. Can't hear nothing.
Hey, this is PG, man. Don't forget. Well, hey, Donnie, man, I appreciate you coming on, buddy, man. It's a pleasure talking to you, and we'll try to promote as much as we can for your business. And I'm going to buy a raffle ticket, too. What the hell? I'm going to put that sucker in my truck.
All right. I greatly appreciate it. Sticker goes in the envelope with every one of them. When I see you guys' name come through, I got you guys a little bit. Throw you some stuff, man. No worries. Appreciate it.
I want to thank all of our listeners, too, for tuning in today and subscribing to the channel. And please donate to this special cause, and appreciate everybody for tuning in.
That's right. Go to f6helpinghand.org, and you can find the link to get in to place your raffle. All my motorhead buddies out there, come on, man. It's time. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's get that motor. It's time.
Let's help those kids out, man.
That's right. Yeah, and we'll also help the kids, too. Why not? This is B-Mac from
Such a good heart.
B-Max from Coast to Coast saying,
Yes, sir.
till next time, it's motoring. Motoring.
Right on.
Yeah.
Motoring.
Thanks, Donnie.
Thanks, Donnie.
Yeah.